It started as an ordinary day at the zoo, families strolling around, children excitedly pointing at the animals, and zookeepers diligently going about their tasks. However, the gorilla enclosure soon became the center of unexpected chaos. A small, daring cat had somehow managed to enter the massive, heavily guarded habitat of the zoo's most powerful animal, the silverback gorilla. The sight was both baffling and heartwarming. Before we start our story, smash the like button, make sure to subscribe, and hit the notifications bell so you won't miss any new stories. The giant gorilla, known as Bruno, was crouched on the ground, curiously interacting with the tiny feline. At first, the animal keepers froze in shock, unable to believe their eyes. Bruno, who was usually stoic and intimidating, was gently nudging the cat with his massive hand as though it were a fragile object. But the keeper's shock quickly turned into panic. A cat inside a gorilla enclosure was unprecedented. What if Bruno lost his patience? What if the cat provoked him? The consequences could be catastrophic. Unsure of what to do, they hastily decided to call the veterinarian. Fortunately, the zoo's trusted vet, Dr. Richard, was just finishing up a routine check on another animal. He rushed to the gorilla enclosure, expecting a medical emergency. However, what he saw left him speechless. There, inside the enclosure, a strange but serene scene was unfolding. Bruno was playfully rolling a small ball toward the cat, and the fearless feline batted it back. The two seemed to have formed an instant bond, but Dr. Richard's expression soon darkened. Something about the situation didn't sit right with him. After taking a closer look, he turned to the zookeepers and said, "This is a serious breach of protocol. How did the cat get in here? This kind of negligence could have endangered both animals." When the keepers couldn't provide a clear answer, Dr. Richard's suspicion grew. "This doesn't seem accidental," he muttered. Without hesitation, he pulled out his phone and called the police. The arrival of police officers at the zoo created a spectacle. Visitors whispered amongst themselves, speculating what could have gone wrong. Had someone intentionally placed the cat in Bruno's enclosure as a cruel prank? The officers immediately began their investigation. They demanded access to the zoo's security footage, and what they found surprised everyone. The cameras revealed that the cat had slipped in while the keepers were delivering food to Bruno and his group. The cat, drawn by the smell of fresh fruit and bread, had squeezed through an opening in the gate just as it closed. It wasn't sabotage, it was a pure coincidence, a mix of curiosity and timing. Relieved but still cautious, the zookeepers and police worked together to carefully retrieve the cat from the enclosure. To their surprise, Bruno resisted. The gentle giant positioned himself protectively in front of the cat, letting out a low grunt that clearly communicated his feelings. He didn't want to let his new friend go. Dr. Richard approached Bruno cautiously, holding out a treat to distract him. After several tense minutes, the gorilla finally relented, allowing the keepers to take the cat to safety. But the story didn't end there. The cat was checked by the vet and found to be perfectly healthy, albeit a little shaken from the ordeal. However, what amazed everyone was the change in Bruno's behavior after the cat's departure. The usually aloof gorilla seemed restless, often sitting near the gate as if waiting for the feline's return. Moved by the unlikely bond between the two animals, the zoo decided to adopt the cat and name it Whiskers. Whiskers was given her own safe space near the gorilla enclosure, where she could visit Bruno without putting herself in danger. Visitors to the zoo were delighted to witness the unique friendship. Bruno and Whiskers became the zoo's stars, and their story quickly went viral, earning headlines worldwide. What began as a moment of panic turned into a touching tale of companionship that no one could have predicted. And so, life at the zoo returned to normal, albeit with a few new protocols to prevent future intrusions. But for Bruno and Whiskers, it was the start of an unbreakable bond.